looking at the runner in stance and in running just to show you how compensations can carry over from one to the next. So as we watch this runner try to balance on her right foot, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lateral weight shift out towards her right foot, and as she picks up that leg, it gets a little bit more pronounced. We're actually going to see this carry into running, but essentially what she's doing is she's not strong enough through her glute muscle here to pull down on her pelvis to keep it level. So what she's actually doing is she's taking herself and taking her center of mass and shifting it over through the hip joint. And effectively what she's doing is decreasing the lever arm of her hip muscle on the outside of her hip, her glute muscles, her pelvis stabilizers. So really what she's doing, normally we'd be over here with a nice even shoulder position and stance, and we have this certain width associated or certain length associated with that lever arm. That muscle needs to be able to pull down on the pelvis from that point and stabilize the pelvis, but we're seeing that she can't do that. So this hip weakness has caused her to have this lateral movement, which is her compensation, which shortens the lever arm. So the weakness is causing this compensation, but now it becomes ingrained in her movement. So every time she takes a step, she's going to be leaning that way because she can't stabilize her pelvis and stabilize her spine. So when we watch her run, as she comes through, you're going to see her left side, she doesn't do too bad, but we really want to focus on this right side. She's going to hit the ground. You can see how she's nice and level on the right-hand side here. And then as she goes through loading, you're going to see that, where we're going to see the shoulder dip here. We're actually going to see the hip drop because of the increased force associated with running. On the other side we look and you can see that the hip doesn't drop. If anything, it picks up because of that lateral lean. But with the increased force of running, we can see that her hip actually drops, and if we were to look at her spine position, it looks something like this as she comes up. So she's shifting body weight around, she's throwing things around to try to compensate for this weakness. If we can't function in a lower functioning task, which would be something like this, we can't expect it to carry over well into our running when we actually ask our body to do more. So if we watch her come through again, we'll watch her hit on her left side. She's pretty symmetrical through mid-stance, and then here she comes on the other side. You can see that right shoulder drop down quite a bit through here, and again, if we just come back and look at her at a whole view and we drop a plumb line down, you can see how she's not on center anymore. She's actually leaning over towards that right hip to help herself out. So overall, what you have to do is you have to work on strengthening the muscles of the hip and then working on the compensation. So you need to fix this, then you need to fix the movement. You need to get yourself out of this lateral lean to compensate. So there's a lot of research that shows that hip weakness and core weakness can cause a lot of injuries down at the foot and ankle. So it's very important to see if you need to address these issues. You fix the impairment, which would be strength or flexibility, and then you need to improve your movement because this becomes automatic. She doesn't know she's leaning this way. And even in the standing picture, she doesn't know she's leaning to the right. It just feels normal. And that's what happens when we have a habit, a poor movement habit, and we have to work on both the impairments, the strength and flexibility, but also the movement pattern to fix that.
Are you looking to become a stronger, faster, and more well-rounded runner? Then jump on over to RunSmartOnline.com and take our 10-day free challenge. Try our run-specific, time-saving, and easy-access videos that let you get stronger from anywhere, whether it be at work, home, or on the road.